Okay, y'all, I had a slight technical issue, so I had to restart the stream. I am going to get better at this, I swear. So, what we're going to talk about tonight is making journals out of composition notebooks. Okay, hold on, Lily. I'll get you up here. There you go. I've got my partner in crime in my desk seat at my desk. You may see her nose because she likes to stick. There's nothing up here for you, Lily. There is nothing up here. Can you see her little pootsies? She's my art assistant. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So if you're wondering what we look like, here we are. This is Lily. She's the world's tiniest little sausage dog. She's a dorky. She's a Yorkie Dachshund mix. Lily, there's nothing up here for you. There is nothing up here for you. I know. But there's nothing here for you. I'm just talking to the people. Okay. Did you know you're tiny? Did you know that I found you in a parking space and that the angels brought you down? Did you know that? They brought you to me so I could love you and you could love me. And we could play lots and lots of fetch, which we do all the time. Can I put you down? I'm getting the judgy look, guys. I'm getting the judgy look. Oh, you need pets. Okay. I'm sorry. This is going to take a minute. All right. Can you be a good girl? Yes. Oh, you're so sweet. Y'all, just so you know, she is my football dog. I tuck her in when I have to pick her up and carry her. I tuck her into my elbow just like a football. Yeah. And then I love on her. Because she's a good girl. Yes, she is. She's a good girl. Can Mama get to her live stream now? Is that a no? I think we can make it happen even if you're in my lap, okay? All right. Excuse me while I adjust the camera again. Okay. My apologies for my thumb. Okay, guys. So earlier this year, I started making journals out of composition notebooks. I like them because they're a good way to get into journaling without being fancy, without worrying about the preciousness of the journal. I've got some journals that are not horribly pricey, but you know, when you spend $30 or $40 on a journal, sometimes it seems a bit much when you are, excuse me, it seems like you've spent a lot of money and you're afraid to make a mark on the journal because it seems too precious because you've spent all this money. This kind of journal gets you over this because when you go to like Family Dollar or the Dollar Tree or whatever, excuse Lily, she's sniffing things. Oh, I think I know what you want. Excuse me, my dog likes ice, so I think that's what she's really after. Okay, Lily, so that people don't have to hear you crunch ice, we're going to put you down, okay? All right. Sorry about that, guys. But you can go to the Dollar Tree or Dollar General or Family Dollar. You can spend $1 on a composition notebook. The paper holds up really well with what you can throw at it. For example, I've been known to, and I'll show you some examples of this. I've thrown paint on composition notebooks. I've on the paper. I've glued pages together. I've built up layers. And the great thing is this paper can take it, and it's only costing you $1. So it's not quite so precious. So this is one I did at the beginning of the year for the Omen Days, which is the 12 days of Christmas, which comes right after the Christmas holidays. It goes from Christmas, the day after Christmas, to Epiphany in January. And what we did for these journals is we took pictures and words and pasted them on the cover. And I also put journal words and stuff on the inside cover. And then we covered it with contact paper like this. You know, that stuff that you put on your windows and you put on your shelves and everything else. This is repositionable contact paper. You get a roll of it with like 15 yards for $6 or $7. So you can use the contact paper to do several journals. But the reason why you put the contact paper on here is when you do the cover on this, this will get dirty if you don't. And the contact paper makes this totally wipeable. Now, this is the second one I've done. And this is for the last 2 lunar months. So I've got my words here. You can see real life, dazzle, changing, and sacred evolution. I've been doing a lot of that. I've got some washi tape on here. Again, I've got pictures, and I've got different graphics and a little fortune cookie thing. A light heart carries you through all of the hard times. I employ magical thinking. If you noticed, magic appeared on both of these journals, and that's because magic is my word for the year. And again, I've got more images and words on the inside of my covers, talking about all the different things. There's more washi tape, little pops of color, those sorts of things. So what we're going to do, and then this is a third notebook, and I started this one a while back, but this is one where I've just put acrylic paint in it, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a future video. But I've done all kinds of layering of paint and trying different techniques, those sorts of things. But you can see this is just a single sheet of paper, but it holds the ink well. This right here is probably one of my favorite pieces. It's watercolor, and then it's white acrylic paint on top. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you can make these journals so that you can use them for a variety of purposes. You don't have to just write in them. You don't have to just do art in them. You can combine that together. And in some cases, like if you want to hide something that you've written because it's so personal, you can paint, you can write all of that stuff down, paint over it, decorate it, and it becomes the foundation of your artwork. And it adds texture, but nobody can read it because you put paint over it. And so we'll talk a little bit about that, but you can see there's all kinds of things that I've done here with paint and texture and just adding to it. Using these as an art journal, I've used them for just journaling in general, just writing things down in general. But using these as art journals is something that is an idea that I got from Alicia Burke. She's a mixed media artist, and she's got a video channel here on YouTube. I'll link to it in the description. But let's go ahead and let's get started. And let's take a look at a journal that isn't covered yet. I've actually got two here. Honestly, and I'm going to adjust this just a bit. There we go. Oops, sorry, y'all. Honestly, you can pay, if you want to, you can go to Staples and pay a little bit more, but I just go to the dollar bookstore or the Dollar General or Family Dollar, any of the dollar stores, and just buy them there. The journal or these composition notebooks, they come in college ruled like this one, or they come in wide ruled like this one. So there's two rules you'll get. I've never seen blank composition notebooks. They've always had some kind of ruling on the inside of them. But in most cases, they're 100 pages. They're not quite 8 by 10. This one here is 9 3/4 by 7.5. So they're a little bit smaller than a sheet of paper. One thing that I've noticed, and if you look on the back of your notebook, it will tell you where the notebook was made. So this one right here, the green one, was made in Brazil, and the one with the black cover was made in India. I also see some made in the USA. I also see some made in Vietnam. The great thing about these composition notebooks is they hold fountain pen ink, if you're into fountain pens, really nicely. So they will hold the ink, and it will look nice and it won't bleed through the pages. And you're not paying a lot of money for the notebook. Like I said, I use these for just doing dumps. I use them to put my cards, the readings from my cards in here, all sorts of things. So with that, I am going to take the black one and we are going to start decorating. So I have the composition notebook. I also have, and I mean, I have literally folders and folders of images, words, things like that that I can use on these covers. So I'll go through and I'll look through my stack of fodder, and I'll look for things that I want to add. Like, I think this one's interesting. It's got the reflection of the shadow of a woman swimming in a swimming pool. We've got some texture here. We've got a nice pop of color here. Red is always good for a pop of color. I may go with pink because we're moving into springtime. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's see this one. I'm restless. Things are calling me away. My hair's being pulled up by the stars again. Anna Eastman. So I'll probably cut this part out and put it somewhere. Anna Eastman is one of my favorite authors. I became familiar with her when I was in college. And I'm just kind of going through, and I'm looking. I kind of like that one. I like that one too. Now, I don't know that I'll use everything in here, but I've got a good selection of papers that I can pull from that have different designs, different patterns, all of that. And that just adds to the cover of the notebook. I'm not sure. Oh, that's why that's there. I forgot I put that in here. I put it in there to protect. That is my great grandma, my grandma Paulson. This is a artist wardrobe. I need to take that out of there. Yeah, I got some stuff in here. Let's see. I've got another one. Oh, those don't have anything in it. Let's see. Oh, I've got a whole bin of stuff over here. So let's bring this up on the table. And let's see what we've got in here. And I've got different size scraps because as you put these collages together, you're going to need different size pieces of paper. This is something I'll start doing in short order, is going to the water. I love the water. I'm going to put that in there because I love the colors in it. Here's another piece with a lot of color in it. Stuff like this where you've got a really out of focus background are a lot of fun to add. And basically I just go through and kind of search through all that I have and see what I can see. I'm going to leave the rest of those out of here. Now, I also have smaller, and I'm going to move this out of the way. I've also got smaller boxes that I use to keep words and pieces of poetry and things like that. So I'll look through here really quickly. There's one I want to pull out of this one, I know, because I found it in the last couple days when I was doing when I was cutting these up. These are actually part of the You Are a Badass calendar from Jen Sincero. I like the book and I love the calendar because there's just little bits of wisdom throughout the calendar. And of course, I can't find the one I'm looking for. So I don't know where I put it. Yeah, I may have to go back and look for it. I kind of like this, Silence or Something Else Like It. This kind of describes how I see the world. In a sea of gray geometry, I search daily for my yellow umbrella. I love that. Let's see. Here's a sage piece of advice from Miss Maya Angelou. Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. Always a good reminder to do better. This is a good one too. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. And that's true. I actually did put off starting the video part of this channel and my business until I got some personal stuff taken care of. There's some good ones in here. This is by Sheryl Sandberg. Motivation comes on working on things that we care about. Yeah, I think I've got enough out of that little pile of stuff. Let's see, what else do we have? What's this one say? Today, again, I remembered that joy is in the moments and not possessions. That's really significant for me because I've just finished a huge purge of my apartment. unplugged. I'm also finding the value of unplugging on a daily basis. Something I strive to do, leave a little sparkle wherever I go. Live for the moments you can't put into words. I'd like to get back to photography. In pursuit of solitude. Mindfulness. Leaning into the why of my life. The universe is listening. Pleasures. I just go through and I just kind of pick a few things, letting go. Simplicity of the mind, infinite wonders, how. Sayings by Rumi. Shift. I need at least one or two magics for my cover because magic is my word for the year. Beautiful goddess. Let's see. Go anywhere. 222. So yeah, that's enough to get started. So I'm gonna move these off to the side and down into my box so they're all there. So, and I'm gonna move this out of the way too. Now for this, in addition to pictures and words and things that mean something to you, what you'll also need, pair of scissors. I like to use a metal ruler, and I'll show you that in a little bit because that helps when I'm putting the contact paper on. It also helps with tearing and giving myself some frayed edges. And then the other thing I need is some glue sticks. Let me pull those out. Excuse my arm. And then, so I have the, what is this? The Up and Up glue stick. This I think I got at Target. I don't know if they carry this brand. This one is a purple glue stick, and as the glue dries, it changes to white. I love these kinds of glue sticks. And the reason why I love them is you can see exactly where you put the glue. I've also got a glue stick, and this is just a white washable glue stick. I believe it's Scholastic, and I believe I got this at maybe Staples. Again, I like it because I like this size because it's portable, and if I'm doing gluing work, I can carry them in my bag. And then I've got a Yoo-Hoo glue stick that I got a long time ago. I believe this one is white. They also come in purple. Yeah, this one's a white one. Again, real solid, reliable glue stick. I will say, do not get the glue sticks, the cheap glue sticks at the dollar store. I have found them to be lacking in stickiness. I like to glue my things down and know that they're not going anywhere. Another thing that I have is a 8x10 piece or 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper. I use this to do the gluing on, to lay the glue on, and then, excuse me, and then put them onto the notebooks. So, and I'm going to move this up and out of the way, just so it's kind of out of the way. There we go. Okay. And that just gives me a little more room to work. So what I'm going to do first of all, is I'm going to move this over to the side. I'm going to put that under there. And I'm going to start looking at the pictures I pulled. If you need fodder like this, I call this fodder. If you need fodder like this, you can go to Canva. They've got all kinds of images in there. Depending on whether or not you want to buy a Canva Pro subscription, I do, just because I use their artwork and stuff for a lot of different things in my journaling business. If you want to buy a Canva Pro subscription, the year-long subscription, I believe, is $119. The monthly subscription is $12.99. You know, if you don't have $119 right now, $12.99 is doable. You can save your money so that you can pay for a subscription. You do save a little money when you do a subscription. I also have access to Adobe Express, which is part of my Adobe Cloud subscription, which I use Adobe Cloud with my photography and to put together my books and journals and stuff like that I sell on Amazon. So I've got a lot of resources in terms of that in for fodder. These were actually old Bella Grace magazines that I had. Excuse me. We have the dog barking again. Lily, enough. Enough. My neighbor was talking to his dog, Bella. So I'm going to separate out the word stuff, and we're going to start with the images. So, like I said, I think I want to use part of this because of the color and the pink in the background. So that one, let's pull that one to there. Whoops, let's take that one. And I want the words off of that. I want that because it's just pretty. And this one, I'm probably going to take this part of it just because I really like the texture of that. And I think what I will do is I'm going to move this over to this side for right now. So do I want to make that big? I don't know that I want to keep this image that big, so, or what I want to do with it. I think I'm going to throw that one in here. But I do know I want this part, so I may take my ruler, and I turn my ruler upside down just so that I'm cutting with the edge. This is a steel ruler. You can do this with a wooden ruler. You can do this with a plastic ruler. You can do this with a steel ruler. You will get different results based on the type of ruler you use. This one's pretty thin and sharp, so the edges tend to be thin and sharp. But I like it because it gives me kind of a tattered edge right here. You can see where I've been tearing, where I tore things like out of the catalog and stuff. But you can see that this is not perfect. And the purpose of this is not to be perfect. It's just to play and collage and put things together and and make it something that pleases your soul to look at and use. So I'm going to move that out of here, and I'm going to see where I want to put this. Do I want to put it? I can put it down here at the bottom. I can put it here at the top. I'll just leave it there for right now. I am going to actually take just a part of this, and I am going to put that there. And the great thing, and what I do is I decorate the cover, I decorate the inside covers and the first page and the last page of the thing. So by the time I get everything glued down and put onto the journal, I've got a pretty solid cover over and a pretty rip resistant cover, especially once I add the what do you call it? The contact paper on top. It's very rip resistant. So let's take that. I'm not going to put that piece in there. And actually, I'm going to use this backside because I really like that tree. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut this down. And you also do not have to tear it in straight rectangles or anything else, because I really like how this tree and all of this plays together. So I'm actually going to do a diagonal tear here. And I can still put that on there. And I'm also going to rip off this little piece right here. So I've got leftovers. I've got this leftover, and I just put this back in my fodder. And then when I'm pulling for the next journal, I'll do the same. Let's see. Let's do this like this. I'm going to pull her out. Now, I may use that. And you can, I like to layer things. I like to play with it a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to put that there. And what I may do is let's tear this one down. And where's my, let's put that like that. Let's put the Rami quote there. And I just play with it once I get going. And sometimes I have to go back and I have to go look for more, which I may do here in a minute. Because I have little gaps that I'm going to have to fill with paper. Leaning into the Y. So I am going to take this and I'm going to do that. And I am going to do this. And let's go ahead and I'm going to take just a little bit off of this. And I'm going to start gluing things down. So I am going to move that out of the way. And if you can't remember how you place things, you can always use your phone to take a picture of it, and then you can use that to put together what you want. But I pretty well know what I want and where I want to put it, so I'm going to pull out. I'm going to actually pull out the purple stick first, so you guys can kind of see this. The thing I like about the purple stick. Yes, this is made for little kids, but I like to make sure that my stuff is glued down well. And I can always see with the purple glue where I have put it. This is the glue stick from Up and Up. You can get them at your local Target. So I start in the middle and I kind of work my way out. And I make sure to put a good layer of glue on this. And you just turn it as you go, like this, and then you start putting your glue down. And then you come over here and you cover up the other side, and you can see that it's kind of drying as it goes on. If you're worried you don't have enough, you can go over, and then you go down, and there you go. And you have purple glue all over your paper, and you put the lid on because, that's how we roll. Now, when I put pieces over the corners, I'll generally do a little bit of an overlap. So here, I'm going to come down and I'm going to make sure that I've got just a little bit of overlap in here so I can trim this and make it round like the corner. And then I just press it down like this. And then we come over and let's take, let's take this like this. And sometimes I'll flip something over like this and I'll see that I actually may like the backside better. So when I start, even though I'm going to go with this one, sometimes I change my mind and I'm like, oh, look at that. That could go right there too. But I am going to do that. I'm going to use the red bud tree. I think that's what this is. It looks like it's either that or like a cherry tree. So I'll come in again, glue it. Glue it down so I can see where everything is. Okay, and make sure I'm gluing it the right side. I also overlap the edges just a little bit as far as if you look here, there's just a teeny tiny overlap. So I'm not butting it like this. it's overlapped like that. And that just helps keep everything down. And such things. Okay, so where's my... And this is another one. I'll overlap the corner and I'll overlap the paper so that there's no edges that are other than, things that are on top of each other. So let's go ahead and do that. And again, I'm leaving a bit of an overlap so that, and I'm going to pull this up just a hair, but I'm leaving a bit of an overlap so I can trim the corners before I put the contact paper in. And where did my poem go? Where's my poem? And my quote from Anais Nin. There we go. And okay. Now I'm actually going to take this and I am going to put this along the binding of the book. Just like this. And I'll just, even though this is like not really glued down well, it will get glued down when I put the contact paper over it. But I want to cover up this cloth binding. One thing I do want to point out about composition notebooks is they are what are called perfect bound. And what they've done is they're not, and I don't know if I can find an example. Oh, here's a good example right here. A notebook is made out of something called signatures. And not so much spiral notebooks, but any kind of book that's bound like this. Okay, let's see but you can see there's a stitch line in here. I think there's stitches in here. Come on, there we go. And you can see the white thread that they use to bind the book together. So this is a bound notebook, which makes it a lot more sturdy. I actually use these in multiple ways in my journaling practice. I have one that I put journaling fodder in with removable adhesive tabs. And it's just a quick way to tuck it into my notebook or into my bag. And I've got something that I can carry with me and pull stuff from as I go. And it doesn't tear up the paper because I'm using removable adhesive. And it's just a good way to do it. And I'll show you that notebook in a later thing. Come on. I don't like how this doesn't stay in focus. Do we have... There we go. Well, that helps. Okay, so I'm going to continue with my gluing here. And this is kind of the boring part, and I don't have anybody to talk to today. Last live, I had one person with me, but that's okay. It's a Friday night. People are out with their families and they're doing stuff. Me, I'm just home doing my thing. So I'm going to put this like this. And again, I'm overlapping just a little bit. I'm going to move this down even further so I don't have any gaps in the paper. And I'm going to move that out to the edge of the cover. And I'm just going to run that like that. This isn't about perfection. It's about putting it together in a way that's visually pleasing to you. How I put it together may not be how you would put it together. You may choose totally different textures in the background. You may choose different sayings. That's the great thing about this. This is so adaptable to anybody who wants to start journaling and wants to remember and connect with themselves. So what do we have here? Let's see. I need a little piece up here. So I'm going to tear that like that and glue that down. And sometimes, as you just saw, I don't even use my ruler for tearing things. I just do it and go with it. And you do, with the glue stick, you do get a little slip sometimes, so you can move the paper around. So I like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to put this right here. And more glue. And there we go. And this front page is pretty well done, although I do want to put this here. And let's put this word right there. You don't even have to put the words on straight, folks. That's the really fun part about this. And put that there. There. So I've got the front cover done. And I'm going to sit and work on the back cover and see what else I can come up with in the inside covers. And we'll go from there. So I want to do this. Let's not sure why I'm getting a divot in the middle of that, but I will cover that up. And I am going to put that right along there. And the really great thing about this is there's no way to do this. I'm going to take that. Actually, I've got a couple of pieces of white that I'm going to trim off from the edge of the paper. And we're going to glue that down. I'm going to slide that, and I'm going to lay that down like that. And let's take this. And once you get going, it doesn't really take you that long. Okay. And let's put that one right there. And this is a case where I probably pulled it for this one, but I'm going to go with this one because it's just a nice little, it's got some color to it. Okay. And let's do that this way. Now I am going to do a little trimming on this. Because I pulled this from a magazine, there's some things I want to kind of trim off of this. So I'm just going to come in with the scissors. I'm still going to leave some of that border around the words in the pictures part, but I am going to pull that and I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to just put that right in there. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to trim this just a little bit. And round the edges. It's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. Y'all, this is not about perfection. This is about experimenting and doing what makes your heart happy. So I am going to put this right here. I do believe that the universe listens to us. That's part of the magic of the universe. That's why I also believe that you have to be really careful with your words. Because they don't call them spells for they call them spells for a reason, and what you speak is what you bring to yourself, is what I believe. So where is, I need a magic There we go. I'm going to put that up there. And actually, I think I'm going to make this kind of rounded as well. Because that'll go with the bottom one. And let's face it, I'm a female and females have curves. And that's okay. We are meant to have curves. That is how we do what we do when we are younger. And if we want kids. Okay, so I'm going to glue that right there. Now, because I need something to cover that up, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pull one of my washi tape things. One of my goals for this year is to use what I have. And I have lots and lots of art supplies. So I am trying to pull from my stashes and use what I have because I've been blessed and I have lots of fun stuff and I really would like to use what I've got. So since we kind of have a space thing going on and a celestial thing, I think I'm going to pull a small piece of washi tape with a dark background so it kind of blends in with that. That's one thing you kind of have to consider when you're using washi tape is that you need to consider the background of what you're putting it on. If you're not careful, you'll end up with odd looking peek throughs. So I am going to put that like that. And let's just snip that. Put that down. I have scissors, that's why I put them there. Okay, and then the good thing about washi tape is I can just fold it over like this, and just trim off the corner. Oops. Just like that. And I'm just going to trim corners while I'm at it and trim up some of these edges because there's a bit of overhang here. Again, this is not perfect. This is just meant to kind of clean it up so that we get a good clean edge when we're through. So I'm going to just slide the scissors along and kind of clean that up. That didn't clean up quite as well as I thought, so let's take that. The fun part of being left-handed and clean that up. And then let's go in here and I'm going to trim this up too. And there's a little bit. Yeah, that will probably be fine. Now I may just trim around the corner and be done with this one. Okay. So this is the first, the outside cover. I've got the outside cover done. It's going to take me a little bit more to get the inside covers done. I'm going to cover both pages and both the front I'm going to cover this, and then I'll flip back here and I'll cover this and this. And I'm going to move the cord out of the way so I don't cut it by accident. We don't want anything like that. So here we go. All right. Actually, I think I'm going to do. Okay. So I'm going to do something a little different on the inside covers because I'm not going to put tissue paper in there, but I am going to put some of my own paper in there that I've decorated. So I have paper bags that I have gone and pulled apart, and I have different colors. I also have some tags that I've decorated with bright colors. I've got a bunch of those. And for these, I'll pick the side I like the best. So like on this side, I don't like this one, or on this tag, I don't like this one, but I really kind of like this one. So I may use that in here. But I've got a bunch of tags that I can pull from. I've also got a bunch of vintage ephemera that I can use in here. These are from different parts of the world. I don't even remember where I got some of this stuff from, but here's like an airmail thing. This is some duct tape that you use to tape ductwork together, and I've put alcohol ink on it, and that's dry, so I may add that. I just have lots of little odds and ends that I can use, and I really want to start using these up. So I've got like little dots and just little pieces of thing. I've also got from a friend of mine miscellaneous fodder. So I'm going to pull this out. And I am having some issues. So let's pull this out and let's see what we have in here. And there's some stuff on there. I don't want to show that because I don't have her address covered up. But I've got different tags. I've got little pieces of gold border. Oh, look at this. Look at these. I got a little bird I can put in, all kinds of decorative stuff. This is a stamped glycine envelope that I could use. That I'd probably put on a page, but inside of it, look at this. There's a little silver crown. Another cute little envelope with all kinds of stamps on the inside. Let's see what we've got. We've got Canada. These are all Canadian stamps. Cool. Little heart button. I probably won't use that. Little paper cutouts that I can use. Just different ones. This is actually something I got from Texas Art Asylum a long time ago. This is a Hertz Rent-A-Car package of materials, ephemera. Where's my scissors? There's my scissors. So let's cut that off. I love old vintage ephemera, and there's lots of places you can get it online. And I would like to travel some more. I want to go back. I would love to go back to Morocco. Wouldn't it be fun to do a journaling class in Morocco? Let's see. There's a rate schedule. This is a rate schedule for all the European countries. Old receipts. Your driving rates for and rental rates on cars. There's just all kinds of fun stuff in here. Rental agreements. There's some papers in here, which I'll probably use in this. I don't know that I'm going to use the vintage Hertz stuff yet. I probably will not use that in this particular journal because this is more of a dump type journal. But I do think I am going to pull some of this, and let's get my ruler. And this is one-sided paper, so the decoration is on one side. So I'm going to take this like this, and I'm going to just tear that. I just really love that. Isn't that beautiful? There are so many talented designers and people out there who have way more talent than me as far as painting and putting images together and things like that. I just love it. I just love it. So I am going to start, and I'm going to try and figure out where I want to put this. Do I want to put this? I think I want to put that right there. And actually, I think I'll put it on the inside because that way I don't end up covering this unless I put this on top. So let's take a look and see if I've got anything that kind of matches the colors in here. Oh, I'm finding all kinds of fun stuff. Let's do Let's do this. Let's put that like that, I think. Yeah. And I'm going to trim this bottom little piece right here. So we have some. Oh, pulled the lid off of this. Didn't even realize it. So yeah, I took some metallic paint and used stencils and pulled apart grocery bags and decorated them that way. And I can show you guys. I'm probably going to do some fodder videos, which means just making stuff out of the stuff you have around the house. I'm going to start doing some of those in the near future. I don't know what that is. It's just a piece of paper. Okay. So I'm going to get this good and gluey. And see, I really love stuff like this because I've added texture with the paints I used on it, but I've also added texture because the bag I used on it is all rumpled up, and you can see the texture in the paper. I love making stuff like this. It's so much fun. Okay, and now we're going to take this and we're going to do this. And y'all, I just use typewriter paper as my protector for my desk. It's just it's inexpensive. It keeps my desk protected from the glue. When I picked that up, I could see that there wasn't quite the. Okay, let's put that there and that there. Let's put that down. I just like mixing textures. I think mixing textures is so much fun. I may put a piece of. Let's see, what else do I have in here? I have. Let me see. Oh, that's a ribbon. Don't want to put that in there. And I like putting pops of color as well. So I am going to put that in there. And because, okay. Let's put that right there. Glue that down. Oops. Okay, I'm going to take. Oh, this is fun. Oh, do I do the ad on the back? Did I close my thing? Shoot. Shoot. Oh, okay. I didn't. I just didn't see that I knocked something in. So do I use this or do I use that? I think I am not going to use either one for right now. Let's see. I have that. I'm going to use that, I think. Let's get some glue on that. Good thing is the glue dries clear. So let me go ahead and let's put baggage claim ticket in here. Let's take that and put that. One thing that will happen is if you do end up having to pull off a piece of paper, the paper underneath will curl a little bit, but as soon as you put your item back down, it will go back to straight like it was. This curled down. Whoops, can't really see it. This curled down here when I put it in, and when I glued it back down, you can see that the paper goes back to flat. And I need, okay. So let me see. I need one more little piece to cover right there. And let's do this. I'm going to take this and let's put that in the middle. Wow, it's interesting. Some of this old ephemera really has a strong smell. Okay, so let's put that there. And let's pull this down so we can see what I'm doing. One of these years I'll have this set up so that you guys can see it all, and I got to do some rearranging this weekend so I can. Okay, so I'm going to there. So that one goes in. I'm sorry. Oh, I just am doing my thing, not paying attention. Out in there. So that in there. So that in there. I'm just looking for stuff to use like that. Okay. And let's take a look here. Ooh, we've got some good stuff here. Little weenie dog to represent Lily. Y'all, the good thing about this is you can put all kinds of things together that you didn't know you could put together and have fun with it and find shapes and things like that and just have a good time gluing it all together. Oh, there's some more shapes. Oh, I like the little punches of color on that one. I like the punches of color on that. Okay. So let's do this. Let's see what we got. That's this stuff is gonna go. Okay. Oh, wait, no, not a good pair of scissors. I've got like 3 pairs of scissors floating around here, so let's see what we got here. I think I'm gonna do that into the trash. Okay. And let's take that. And let's pull this. Oh, I see what this is. Okay. So let's take that and that. Let's put that in the trash. And let's move this down. Get my glue back, my glue sticks back. There's that. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Okay, so I'm going to put that across here like that. Press that down. And then let's take okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this inside cover, and then I'm going to show you how to start putting the contact paper on once you get all the covers done. I'm going to demo on this inside cover But the process is going to be the same for the back cover and the outside cover. The outside cover is going to be a little bit different because you will have to trim so that you can get things to go into nice neat corners. So I'll show you a little bit of that. But I don't want to keep you all night while I'm doing this. But this doesn't, I've been working an hour and a half, and I've got the outside done. I've got the front, almost got the front cover of the inside done. And so I'm gonna see what I can get done here in the next couple of minutes. So take that and line that up. And I'm using the points on the diamonds to do the tear. And then let's see what we got. Let's go here. And I want to go up a little bit. And let's put that right there. And then let's glue this down. There's my purple stick. But I think I've got enough fodder now that I can just put this all together and be done with it. But I'll use this I'll start using this one when the new lunar moon comes up in March. So I'm going to put this like this and whoops, not quite like that. No. Let's move that over just a hair and cover that up like that. Now, what I am going to do is where's my little band at? So this is a band off of a magazine that I used to get called Flow. They don't make it in the US anymore, but I think there's still a European version. I could be wrong though. But they had different books that they devoted to paper. And again, they had a lot of lovely little pictures and stuff in it. So let's put this across like that. And let's see what else we've got for words. I'm gonna put that. Hi. In praise of solitude. No, that's not what I want. Let's do. And there's nothing that says you have to put everything so it's left to right. You can put it so that it's running this way. It depends on what you want to do. Okay. So I'm going to run mindfulness up this way, I think. Like that. So there's the spread, I think, for this page. I may try and put something in there. Let's see if I got something I can put in there. Yes. Now that'll be its own thing on the back page. Okay. Okay, so let's take that off. Whoops. Little nose is all jacked up. Okay, so there is the front inner cover. Now I am going to show you what it looks like. If I can find the right piece of contact paper. That's the big one. And is this the one I'm looking for? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the hard part about using the contact paper is that it gets all rolled up. So you kind of got to jack with it a little bit. But what I do is I cut an 8-inch piece of contact paper here, like this. And then that pretty well covers this inside part. Now what's going to happen is on the outside cover when I do this, it will cover up these edges right here that I don't have contact paper for. So I cut this at 8 inches and then I come here. The nice thing is this has a grid on it. So I come here and I go a 1/2 inch in roughly from the corners and the edge of the pages. So I'm going to take this and I am going to cut this like this. And I'm going to move that out of the way so I don't accidentally cut it. Now, normally I would do this all at once at the end, but like I said, I'm gonna show you guys how to do this. So here's the contact paper, and you can see I've got a little bit of a gap around the edges so that when I put, although I will on this side right here, I will put it all the way up, but I've got enough of a cover and enough overlay that I can leave it like this, and it's gonna cover all of this and keep this protected. So once I get this down, then what I do, and I'm going to start on this side because that's the one that that's not going to have it wrapped around. Although I could, but I'm not going to. So you're going to come along and you're going to peel the corner. And it takes a little bit to get that corner started, but once you get it started, you're going to peel back a couple inches of paper on the contact paper. And I buy the repositionable contact paper because it's got a lot of tack, but if you screw up, you can gently pull it up and reposition it so that it's where you want it to be. So let me get this. Sorry, I can't see very well. There's got to be an easier way to do this. I will find an easier way to do this. Okay, come on. Come on, little piece of paper. Oh, I had it separated. I just got to keep it separated as the song goes. There it is, I think. Yes. Okay. So I am going to peel this back across like this. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to line it up with the edge of the paper like this. And there's a gap at the top and there's a gap at the bottom. Now, the next thing I do is I come in and I kind of smooth this all down with the ruler. The ruler is godsend because it'll help you get a smooth lay of the contact paper. And then what I do is I've got the contact paper like this, and I've got it in my hand. I'm going to move this up so you guys can see it. And then I'm going to slide the ruler like this, and it's going to release the paper. And I only do a little bit at a time so I don't get any wrinkles in it. But I just keep moving, and then I just come in and I keep pushing this down, and it feels so smooth and so soft. I love the feel of it. There we go. And we just work our way across the page like this. Now, when I get into the divot where it goes to the other side of the notebook, what I do is I take the straight edge of my ruler and I push that. And then what I do is I just keep working it, and I just peel this piece off. I'm going to move this over so y'all can see. And I just keep, and it keeps it so nice and smooth. And of course, this is like having problems focusing. And then once it's all pulled off, I just run it like this and like this. And behold, we have this covered. This is protected now. It's not going to get dirty and gross as you add things to your journal and your notebook. And you've got your words and things like that in there. And you do the same thing on the outside cover, but you've got to do a little bit of trimming and so that you get the corners covered. I'm going to finish this. It shouldn't take me that long. And then, because it only took me like 12 minutes to do this, so another 12 minutes, and then I'll do the back side, and then we'll put the rest of it on. So here we go. Let's do this, and let us I am going to, this is going to be one that's maybe a little bit different, but that's okay. I want to experiment. I want to play. I like to play with color because you get unexpected combos sometimes that you think won't work. And then they do, and you're like, aha. But sometimes they don't work. So it's still an experiment. It doesn't cost me $30, and I'm not like going, oh my God, I ruined this journal. I just go ahead and let's put that there. And I am going to put this bad boy right here. And I'm just making sure that I'm more or less right on the edge of the paper. Okay, so let's do that. Okay. And I'm going to use this piece, I think. I kind of like the grunge on this. Or maybe across the top like that. Yeah, not loving that. So this is actually some wrapping paper. And look at this. I've got choices here. I can go with this, or I can go with this, which I like both of them. I'll probably go with this because this is a little bit darker. So let's do this, and what I think I'm going to do is run this like this and run it across the ditch of this. So let's go here and let's do this. Let's go up like this. And then across like this. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is let's take this and this. Let's put some glue on it. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay. Ugh. My fingers are getting stuck. All right. So we're going to take this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that into there, into the ditch. And I'm just going to move my hand. I am going to smooth this out. And there, I've crossed and covered up the ditch in the back of the book. Excuse me, I need a drink. And then I'm going to take this. I'm going to fold that and tear it out. I'm going to put that right there and across. Whoops. Bring this down. Like that and across. And let's put I need to put whatever I'm going to put there. So put, no, that's too big. Here, let's take a look at what I got. No, that's too big. Oh, I like that. Okay. I may actually do a big one like this here as well. I think I like that a lot. Okay. And that, like that. Okay. And then okay. And then let's put that right there. Let's put that there. And okay. Okay. All right, y'all. I think I've got this where I want it. Okay, so I'm gonna get a wipe and I'm gonna wipe off my fingers and I'm gonna wipe off the glue stick, because one of the things that happens if you don't wipe off the glue stick is that it gets stuck. And the cap gets stuck on it. So I'm going to do that, and then I am going to put the second piece of contact paper, just right here, over the back. Now, on this one, instead of this side having the edge of the contact paper, this side over here will have it. So I'm going to pull it in reverse. Again, I'm going to kind of straighten this out, and then I'm going to measure this. And I'm going to take it a half inch in from the edge like this, and just cut this like so. So I am going to start on this side. And again, I'm going to come in and I'm going to get the corner and I'm going to release the corner. There we go. Okay. I did a little better this time. Okay. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to line it up with the edge like so. And I'm going to make sure I'm down from the top edge a little bit too. I've got a little bit of overlap on that top edge. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to go like this and I'm going to pull this. And this time you're going to see me work from this side, from the left to the right. And I'm just going to gently pull and use that straight edge of my ruler to help make the contact paper smooth. And I stop every once in a while and I check to make sure that it's smooth, except for where there's like pieces of paper I've glued down. So you want this to be wrinkle-free if at all possible. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you get it, it is easy enough to do. Okay, so we're getting close to the edge. Okay, and I've just passed over the edge of this, so I'm going to push this down. And we're going to go in, and then what we're going to do is work our way still across. And I'm going to stop, and I'm going to press this all down. Yep, still smooth. But just doing little pulls and then moving the ruler across really helps to get a nice smooth finish. Okay, so I pulled it and I'm going to do an extra rub across here just to make sure everything's down, and a rub across here. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to press everything down. When everything looks good, So that's what it looks like on the inside. You've got a little bit of a gap here, but that'll be covered by the outside contact paper. And I'll show you that here in a second. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way. And I am going to make this just a little bit easier. Okay, let's put that there. Let's do that. Okay, so when I cut the contact paper for the journal itself, the width of the contact paper will pretty much cover all of this. So I'm going to go ahead and here's my journal. I cut about 1.5 inches above, and I've got about 1.5 inches border all the way around. Now, the reason why I leave 1.5 inches border all the way around, this is 18, is it 18 inches wide? I think this is 18 inches wide. And I can cut it to whatever length I want it this way. If you look on the contact paper right here, there is measurements on there. You can't see it on this side, but you can see it on this side. And you'll see that it says, 5, 6, 7. So it's got inch marks all along here. So what I'm going to do first is the same process that we did on the inside cover, but on the outside. And I'm going to go across the whole width of the cover. And I'm going to leave the paper. I'm not going to leave the paper, but I'm going to make sure I've got about 1.5 inches on each side, so that when I get done, I have enough that I can adjust and fold everything over and seal the inside cover of the book. So we're going to start here. And did I get it? Did I get it in the first try? I thought I got it. Let's see if I can get this. I will be so glad when I get my cataract surgery done. Okay, come on. Come on. Makes me think of Come On Eileen by Dixie's Midnight Runner. Okay. Let's bring that up. This is the part I always hate, is getting the backing to come off. So let's put that over there. Don't need that. If I can get one corner, I am going to be good. Sorry, I'm not showing you guys what I'm doing. Not that it isn't the most tedious thing in the world, but I'm trying to get that paper to peel so that I can start the paper so I can line it up. Come on, baby. Okay, there we go. We're getting there. There we go. All right. So now that I've got that, let's do this. And I do my level best to try and keep this even as I'm pulling it. So I'm going to flip this over. Come on. We're going to flip this over and we're going to pull this like this at the edge, and we're going to remove those two strips because they really don't belong there. Now, here comes the fun part. I got to get that. There we go. So I'm going to line this up, and I'm just going to press along this edge so I can kind of sort of get a seal on this. All right, so there we go. So, same deal. Take your ruler. I'm going to pull this a little bit so we can get a little better seal. And I am going to get this laid down. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to come along with the contact paper and just work my way across the book. Come on. Hello. Hello. Can you focus? There we go. Sorry, folks. I didn't realize it was not focused. Okay. So now that I've got a good seal on this part is a little bit harder just because you've got some extra. But I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to lay this as flat as I can get it. And that's why I like to use the repositionable contact paper to do this. Okay, now that I got this pretty well flat, we're gonna work our way across, and we're gonna take the bumps out. And we're just gonna use the straight edge. We're gonna pull a little bit and then go back with our straight edge. It's having problems, but I've got, hopefully with the ruler here, once I get this straightened out and get everything. So let's move this down. And I just knocked something off there. I don't remember. I don't know what I knocked off. Okay. So now I'm going to go. I'm going to look at this a little bit. I'm going to fix some stuff that needs to be fixed. Okay. There's a little bit of wrinkling in there. So let's do this. And this doesn't have to be perfect. If you don't want to fuss with this and go back and fix this, you don't have to. I'm just being a little anal retentive right now. So, she said anal. All right. I'm going to pull this one up here. You can see that I ripped the paper just a hair, so I'm just going to leave this the way it is. Okay. So I've got this about as good as it's going to get, y'all. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to pull that off because I don't need it. I'm going to get that out of the way. Okay. So let's open this up to the front. Now, I do have a little bit that I need to trim off here, so I'm going to do that before I fold contact paper the rest of the way over. So I'm just trimming off some excess here. All right. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to come over here and I am going to clip over here. And I'm just going to cut in a little bit. I cut a little too far on that one, but that's okay. It'll still work. It'll still protect it. Here, I'm going to just come in here like this. And I am going to come here and come to the center and clip that. Now, I'm going to fold this part first. I'm going to fold the top and the bottom in first, and I'm going to try and get these as smooth as possible. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I am going to clip this like that. And then I'm going to fold this over and I'm going to smooth all this out. Then I'm going to come and I'm going to cut the corners here like that. And I am going to fold that over like this, and I'm going to just use that to seal that edge. Like I said, this doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. I tend to be a little more anal retentive just because that's who I am. But you can do this. So this is well protected. Now we're going to do the same thing over on this side. So I'm going to flip all of this over like this. I'm going to come here and I'm going to trim that. And I'm going to bring that up and over. And then I'm going to trim this. And I am going to, I need to take a little bit off of this corner just to make it a little bit better. Then I'm going to fold this over like that. And I am going to take this and that. And I am going to fold that over like that, and I'm just going to smooth this out and rub it out. The good thing about it being repositionable, if it's a really bad wrinkle, I can pull this back up and then make adjustments. And I usually smooth from the center out. Let's see if I can get this little wrinkle out because I really don't like it. Okay, there's that one. So this is now protected. I've got my journal ready for the lunar start of next month. And from there, I'll walk you through this. I'll give you some prompts next month when we get to that point. And, when it's time, I hope you make your own and that you enjoy the process. To me, the fun part is is picking out the pictures and the words and putting them together, because this is how I build connection with my inner self and that inner child that may or may not have gotten what she needed. And I'm looking forward to taking you guys through the process of using this journal and have fun. If you want to share a post with me showing me what your dollar journal, well, it's probably your $10 journal, not your $30+ journal, looks like when it's done. Love you all, and I want you all to have a good night. Thank you. So, there it is. Let's end the stream.